All right, what's going on YouTube? I just wanted to follow up with you about this Swiss salt and pepper rucksack, because I said I would. Basically, it has dried. It actually ended up drying in about 1.5 days, but you know, since my wife's here all the time now, since she's not working, I didn't really have time to show you what's going on. So here we go. So take a look at this. If you can remember, there was a lot of this reddish brown coloring right here. You see this trapezoid shape. It was stained all the way around there. Now you can see some very light staining by the seams, very light. But this thing looks, you know, like 90% better. There is a couple areas where I may go back and try to clean this pocket. And it looks like the lid is fine on here. But basically what I used on that was that Kids and Pets enzymatic cleaner. I used water, and I treated all the leather with Obenauf's LP, and I did that before I washed it to help protect the leather, and then after I washed it I put it back on again, because you know, when I'm scrubbing in some of the areas, it, you know, kind of got that off of there. Sorry for my speaking. And you can see here the leather once again is rejuvenated. I brushed out any caked on dust or dirt. And so like right behind this pocket there, you see where the seam is. Oops. That was just caked with a bunch of stuff, so I brushed it out and washed inside of there as well. So let's take a look on the back, and I'll refresh you. You can still see it is somewhat darker right here, but it's not nearly as bad as when I first showed it to you. So it was much darker. Now it's faded a bit. This is really in an area where nobody's really going to see it unless you take this thing off, and you know, who really cares? I mean, the price I got this thing for, it doesn't really matter that much, and you know, it's very difficult to actually see it. Now there's a couple other areas where I think I might wash again. You see how it's more of a yellowish color over here. And what I used to do before I started using that little that spot wet vac, I used to just hose these down, use a brush, a nylon brush, and use my cleaners, you know, and clean the stuff up. That's great for it too. If you don't have the little machine, that works fine. That's what I'm going to end up doing with these small areas. I'm just going to you know, use a hose or pour some water and just spot clean it, and then maybe hose it off again after that. What else is going on? I also cleaned this lumbar support here, the strap here. This thing was pretty dirty and gnarly, but with that brush, I sprayed on the solution, kind of pre-treated it, and then I used the brush, and then I used that little wet vac to suck up the water. So this thing looks a lot cleaner over here as well. All the leather is much more supple now that I've put, you know, about 4 4 or 5 times I've treated it with the Obenaufs. So this stuff is not as rigid as it was. So just wanted to show you some of the stuff that you can do on these. I did not clean the inside, but the inside really wasn't very clean at all. I hung this, or is it hanged? I don't know. What anyway, I just was outside and I put it on the trellis there and let it hang there so it could dry in the sun and the wind, and that helped greatly. If you guys have any questions or comments, then I'll try to answer as soon as I can. But have a good one. Be safe.